This is Royce Gracie, and you're watching Punch in the Face video blog.
This is Paul the Mauler Lazenby here at the Justice Institute of British Columbia with a gentleman that should really need no introduction whatsoever. First ever UFC champion, first ever UFC Hall of Famer, Master Royce Gracie. And Royce, first and foremost, welcome to Canada. You are obviously here spreading the word of Jiu-Jitsu as you've done in every corner of the globe. I want to ask first and foremost, since the explosion of popularity of Jiu-Jitsu, is there one country you found that's embraced it more enthusiastically than any other?
Not exactly the country, but I believe there's no such a thing as a good student or bad student. There's good teachers and bad teachers. Since I consider myself a good teacher, people embrace anytime, anywhere I show up to teach a class, people receive me open arms, ready to learn. So it's not a question of talent. There's all over the world. It's people that wants to learn. There's all over the world. It's just a question of having good teachers.
Okay, so now over the course of your career, you started, obviously, you kicked off the UFC with your family, and you fought under rules that were very similar or identical to the old Vale Tudo rules that your father Elio fought under. And since then, you fought under a bunch of different sets of rules leading right up to the unified rules that are being used today. Is there one rule set that you prefer as a fighter?
Since there's no, when I fought, there was no time limit, there was no weight division. So yes, I'm fighting guys that are much bigger, much stronger. Since there's no weight division, I would tell them, hey, let's do it without, that's how I prefer, without time limit. So I can tire my opponent out, so I can have time to survive that first impact, that first rage, and then control the fighter. Because the way the rules are today, if I'm fighting somebody much bigger and he comes out raging and take me down and get on top of me and hold me down for 5 minutes, he wins. I don't agree with that, but then there was no time limit back then. So, there was no weight division, so no time limit. Today, it goes pretty much even for both of us. There is a weight class, so we're both on the same weight. So the time limit, they just made it for 5 rounds now. So the rules are pretty much even for both of us. It's good. You have to have some kind of time limit because of the pay-per-view TV broadcasting. It's like required a set amount of time. They can't just happen what happened on UFC 4. When the TV stopped showing a minute and a half before the fight was over with Dan Severn, my fight with Dan Severn. So the TV changed, started a new show because they bought a 2-hour window. So you have to have those rules.
So you're saying for your personal preference it would be bare knuckles Vale Tudo, but for the business side? Because
on the streets there's no weight division. You don't come up to a person, the guy comes up and pinch your wife's butt. You're not gonna come up, hold on honey, I'm gonna take care of this. Excuse me, how much do you weigh? Sorry honey, he's much heavier than me, he's not on my division. There's no such a thing on the streets, you see. So, but for business purpose, yes, I agree with the rules.
Okay, now looking back across the whole scope of your career, all the people that you fought in Jiu-Jitsu and in mixed martial arts, if you could be in your fighting prime today and have a rematch with any one of those guys, is there one guy you would pick over anybody else?
There's only one, Matt Hughes.
Yeah?
I didn't show up for that fight. So he's a very good fighter, very good athlete, dominate that division. But I wasn't present on that day. So that's the only one. The others, I know I lost before, I know how to lose, not a problem. But that one, I didn't show up.
Okay, and expanding that question a little bit, again, Royce Gracie in his fighting prime, any fighter in history, if you could put them in the octagon with you, who would that be?
Been there, done that.
Okay, well, tying it up, I do want to ask you this. If I was going to sit here and list all your accolades and all your accomplishments and everything, we'd be here all night. So you've accomplished so much.
You'd get bored.
I would. My tongue would wear out. Is it a situation now where you can just sit back and you can watch Jiu-Jitsu and mixed martial arts grow after you helped to get it started, or you basically struck the match that lit the fire, or do you still have goals ahead of you that you want to set?
teaching all over the world. Teaching a lot of the armies, police departments, a lot of special ops groups. I'm living the dream, man. I'm living the dream. Spend 6 months on the road teaching, 6 months home with my kids. So the wife, yep, I've got the life, man.
I guess you can't ask for any more than that. Well, listen, I know you've had a long day today. I want to thank you very much for making the time available to me. Thank you to Todd Smith as well, who made this possible. Without him, I wouldn't be doing this interview right now. And also, I said it when we met in Costa Rica. I'm going to say it again. Thank you for everything you've done to revolutionize combat sport. It's very much appreciated.
I'm just a vehicle of his work, man. I'm just a product of his job.
Grandmaster Renzo Gracie, Roots of Fight Style. Well, thank you very much for Royce Gracie. This is Paul the Mullet Lazenby, and until next time, wishing you happiness, health, and a punch in the face.